Yeah, Chris Friend's cousin out of Houston. So he just came down there wanting to do some business out north. His grandmother and sisters. He's out of Houston. Yeah, who belongs to the IWF engineer kind of membership group. So they got the conference in Houston. I totally forgot. I know. I'm not looking at mine. Smart cities. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
I will reach out to. You'll probably say, "Oh, yeah, I want to talk to you." Yeah, that's what I'll get the numbers. Or something to us. Oh yeah, yeah, a little lemonade. Kayla. Off. Yeah, let me do that. So, got it.
Yeah. Good
afternoon, everyone. The meeting is called to order. Mr. Trobman, has anyone signed up for public comment? Thank you, Ms. Trobman. Good afternoon, Ms. Miller.
Good afternoon.
We have no cases to reconsider under agenda item 3.
Correct.
How about agenda item 4, considering tax liability cases?
There are no tax liability
cases. No tax liability cases. No fair housing cases under agenda item 5.
That's correct.
Let's move to agenda item 6. We have no wage claim cases pulled for additional discussion on docket 3.
That's correct, but you should have received the wage claim short form dissent list for docket 3.
I'll move we accept staff recommendations on the remaining wage claim cases on docket 3.
I second the motion, except for those cases on which I'm dissenting as reflected on the wage short form dissent list for docket 3.
No, I concur with the chairman's motion, except for the cases on which I'm dissenting as reflected in the wage claim short form dissent list for docket 3.
Motion passes with the exceptions noted. Let's move to agenda item 7, consideration of unemployment insurance cases on docket 3. Please proceed when you're ready.
Case 2765762, Commissioner Alvarez.
The claimant has alleged he received TWC's misinformation about his need to appeal the decision. As such, this case should be reheard to address the timeliness of his appeal, and any misinformation he received.
We should dismiss the claimant's appeal to the commission. The claimant has alleged neither delayed receipt nor non-receipt of the appeal tribunal decision. Furthermore, the claimant's appeal does not fit any of the exceptions of the timeliness rules. Since the claimant's appeal was filed 2 months late, the appeal is not timely, and we do not have jurisdiction to consider the underlying merits. Accordingly, we should dismiss the claimant's appeal to the commission and leave the underlying AT decision in full force and effect.
Late commission appeal, the AT decision remains in full force and effect. Memo to investigate closing the ability and eligibility.
Short form dissent.
Yes, sir. We will send that memo.
Case 2904756, Commissioner Alvarez.
The AT decision is not supportable. The claimant had been forced for the last several weeks to work 16 hours per day. As a result of this inhumane number of hours she was forced to work, her babysitter quit and her 5-year-old child suffered a severe mental health crisis. Her babysitter sent a video to the claimant of her 5-year-old expressing suicidal ideations because he did not get to see his mom. The claimant had asked the employer for additional help multiple times, but her pleas were ignored. The claimant left the job due to urgent, compelling, and necessary circumstances. Reverse the AT valid claim, no voluntary leaving due to urgent, compelling, and necessary, no chargeback.
We should affirm the appeal tribunal decision. First, I agree that the claim is valid because the claimant was unemployed. As to the job separation, because the claimant quit in response to a conversation with her supervisor regarding a reasonable reprimand, she quit without good cause connected with the work. We should affirm the AT decision, valid claim, voluntary leaving, void the chargeback ruling.
Modify the AT, valid claim, no voluntary leaving, void chargeback.
Ms. Miller, if this helps, I would agree with the chairman.
Mr. Chairman, Commissioner Alvarez originally voted urgent and compelling. Did you want to adopt that, or did you have a different basis for your vote?
I have a different basis for my vote. I just have no voluntary leaving.
Okay. So I have a majority vote of no voluntary leaving. It's not urgent and compelling. Void the chargeback and VCOO.
Sharp 1%.
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Case 2987200, Commissioner Dimerson.
The appeal tribunal decision should be affirmed. The claimant did not register himself for the hearing despite receiving the hearing packet that instructed him on how to do so. The latter amounts to misreading the hearing notice and does not constitute good cause for a non-appearance. As to the job separation, employer's response stated that the claimant refused to perform a task that was given to him by his head coach. The appeal tribunal was in the best position to make a ruling based on the available record, and its decision to leave the claims examiner's determination undisturbed is supportable. We should therefore affirm the AT decision. The claimant did not have good cause for his non-appearance, misconduct, no chargeback.
The decision should be reversed. The claimant registered his wife for the hearing and thought that was sufficient. As the claimant made a good faith effort to participate, he had good cause for the AT1. Regarding the job separation, the employer discharged the claimant for alleged insubordination. However, the claimant denied the allegations under oath, and in his pre-hearing statements, the employer did not participate in the hearing to provide evidence of misconduct. Therefore, the employer has not shown misconduct. Reverse AT, good cause for claimant, no misconduct, chargeback.
Reverse the AT, claim established good cause for AT1, no misconduct, chargeback.
Sharp 1%.
Yes, sir, Commissioner Dimerson.
Case 3022570, Commissioner Dimerson.
We should modify the appeal tribunal decision. The employer's policy prohibited sexual harassment at the workplace. The claimant was discharged when a co-worker made an alleged complaint of sexual harassment against the claimant. An investigation substantiated the co-worker's assertions and thereafter revealed other co-workers who similarly alleged sexual misconduct by the claimant. Since the record dictates that the claimant was aware of the employer's policy on sexual harassment and she engaged in acts of harassment at the workplace, her actions constituted misconduct connected with the work. Hence, we should modify the appeal tribunal decision. Misconduct, no chargeback, sever adequate employer response.
The appeal tribunal decision is not supportable. While the employer alleged that the claimant was discharged due to a sexual harassment complaint by a coworker, the claimant provided credible sworn testimony denying the accusation. She also was not questioned about the alleged incident in any investigation. The employer only presented secondhand hearsay to prove its allegations. The employer also claimed that the discharge was due to a coworker's complaints about the claimant's attitude and the resulting struggle to staff the house. However, The claimant was never warned that her job was in jeopardy due to her attitude, and she primarily worked alone except during the shift changeover. There is insufficient evidence to establish any connection between the employer's staffing issues and the claimant's attitude. The employer has failed to provide sufficient evidence to establish misconduct by the claimant. Reverse the AT, no misconduct, charge back, and set aside adequate response.
Modify the AT, misconduct, no chargeback, sever adequate response.
Short form dissent.
Yes, sir, Commissioner Alvarez. And that was the last case pulled for additional discussion on docket 3. You should have received the UI short form dissent list for docket 3.
I move we accept staff recommendations on the remaining UI cases on docket 3.
I second the motion except for those cases in which I'm dissenting as reflected on the UI short form dissent list for docket 3.
I concur with the chairman's motion, except for the cases on which I'm dissenting as reflected in the UI short form dissent list for docket 3.
Motion passes with the exceptions noted.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much. Is there any other order of business to come before the commission?
None here, Chairman.
None here.
Is there a motion to adjourn?
Chairman, I move that we adjourn.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded to adjourn. We're adjourned.